Let's say I wanted to add two fractions, but they have different denominators. In order to add these, I'm going to have common denominators. And there's a lot of different ways to organize it. Here's how I do it. I draw these two arrows as a place to put the number I'm going to multiply by to go from the old fraction to the new fraction. I call this the division line because fractions are division problems. And now I need to find the least common denominator for 8 and 10. So we're going to use what we call the ladder method to do that. If you don't know how to do the ladder method, there's a video linked at the end of this video. So I'm going to take the 8 and the 10 and put it inside. It's sort of like an upside down division. And I want to pick the smallest number that goes into both of these, which is a 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. And then to get the least common denominator, I want the least common multiple. I just multiply these three numbers. So the LCD is going to be 2 times 4 times 5. So first I multiply these two, and I get 8, and I bring down the times 5. And then those are multiplied to 40. So that's my common denominator. Now what I ask is what do you multiply 8 by to get 40? And that's times 5. So I put times 5 here, and then 3 times 5 gives me the new numerator. It's very clean and neat to do it this way. To go from 10 to 40, I multiply by 4, and 3 times 4 is 12. And then when I add the two fractions, I'm only going to add the numerator, so I keep the denominator. And then 12 plus 15 is 27. And that's the final answer. So we'll do one more. So here I have two fractions with different denominators. They have to be the same denominator in order to be able to add them. So I'm going to find the common denominator using the ladder method. So I come over here and I have 6 and 10. And then the smallest number that goes into both of them, I'm using prime numbers. So I use a 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. And I just multiply these three numbers times each other. So 2 times 3 times 5. 2 times 3 is 6. I bring down the times 5, and 6 times 5 is 30. That's my common denominator, so I'm going to put that here. This is the division line. So here's 30. So to go from 10 to 30, I would have to multiply 10 by 3. So I put times 3 here, and 7 times 3 is the new numerator. And then 6 times 5 would give me 30, so I put times 5 here, and 1 times 5 is 5. Now, when I'm adding fractions, I only add the numerator, so I bring down the denominator, and when I add these, I get 26. And it turns out that I'm able to reduce this fraction, and both the top and the bottom are divisible by 2. So 26 divided by 2 is 13, and 30 divided by 2 is 15. And then that's our final answer. And we're done.
That was easy.